Furnace control boards select blower motor speeds by reading which thermostat terminal is energized and then switching the motor to the mapped tap for heat or cooling to match required CFM and static pressure. When replacing a thermostat, fan, or control board, first identify whether the blower motor is direct current variable speed, constant torque, or permanent split capacitor with multi-tap windings. Because the wiring and speed selection differ, multi-tap motors use discrete low, medium, high taps tied to the control board relays, while variable speed motors receive a low voltage speed command or module reference. Check the furnace schematic on the inside of the access panel for exact tap to CFM values and the control board legend to avoid mismatch. Measure the blower current and motor amp draw with the existing taps before swapping parts so you can select a replacement motor or set the board to match existing load. This prevents overheating and nuisance tripping. Aim to keep motor amperage within 10% of the original nameplate on the same tap. When replacing the control board, map the G terminal to the heat fan tap, typically low speed, and the Y terminal to the cooling fan tap, typically higher speed, and verify the board's relay closure or transistor output using a multimeter or an isolation jumper, not just visual inspection. If the thermostat is a programmable or smart model, configure fan control settings to ensure the G output only energizes during call for heat and that the Y output ramps or switches per manufacturer instructions. Some systems use a fan center or relay to prevent both taps from energizing simultaneously. Install an interlock if missing. For zoned systems, ensure the zone control master properly interfaces so that calls from zone dampers do not cause conflicting fan speed commands. Add a priority relay if the heating zone requires permanent low-speed operation. Document any changes by labeling wires and taking photos of the control board terminals before moving wires. This saves time and prevents cross-wiring mistakes later. Always test full heating and cooling cycles, measuring supply and return static pressures and comparing measured cubic feet per minute to expected values for the chosen tap or output to confirm comfort and efficiency. One of the most common mistakes is miswiring the G and Y terminals when replacing thermostats, which can cause the furnace to run the wrong blower tap or both taps at once. Fix this by following the furnace schematic, using a continuity test to verify which board terminal feeds which motor tap, and installing a simple interlock relay if the board does not prevent simultaneous energizing. One of the other frequent issues is assuming all motors are multi-tap when many modern furnaces use variable speed motors that expect a speed reference signal. Remedy that by reading the motor nameplate and control board documentation and using an adapter harness or the correct replacement control module to provide the proper reference voltage or pulse width modulation. One of the last common problems is neglecting to check motor amperage and static pressure after changing speeds, which can lead to reduced airflow or motor overheating. Correct this by measuring amperage against the motor nameplate and adjusting the tap or programming the variable speed curve until target cubic feet per minute and acceptable static pressure are achieved. BigHomeProjects.com lists verified local HVAC contractors and provides the furnace and thermostat wiring guides homeowners need when planning thermostat wiring or blower replacements. We help homeowners find trusted local contractors and help contractors get work by connecting project listings, verified reviews, and contact details so both sides move from estimate to install with clear expectations.